The Gauteng MEC for Education, Sport, Arts and Culture and Recreation, Matume says the department is giving parents until the 9th of September at midday to submit all the required documents for grades 1 and 8 online submissions. He also emphasized that all the documents must be certified. Chilwane is providing a comprehensive update on the 2026 online admissions applications for grades 1 and 8 as applications come to a close on Friday, the 29th of August. The MEC has warned parents to avoid submitting fraudulent documents.
With the few days that is left until the 29th of August for this process, I hope parents understand that it's very important that they actually utilize, especially those that have not really taken an opportunity to apply for this. And then what we're going to happen, we're going to have a deadline for document submission, which is the 9th of September, 12 noon, midday. Document submission is all those documents that are required to complete the application. So parents will have up until, or guardians will have up until the 9th of September 2025, 12 o'clock midday, to make submission of all their documents. These are important dates. 29 August, the last day to register. 9 September, the last day to submit your documentation. And these documentations should all be certified, all of them. All of them, they should be certified. Otherwise, they will not get any placement offers, meaning they will not be verified. Therefore, the application will be considered incomplete.
The deadline for the 2026 online admissions applications period for grades 1 and 8 pupils in Gauteng is fast approaching. Addressing the media earlier today, Provincial Education MEC Matume revealed that several primary schools had already been oversubscribed, with demand far outstripping available space. The department spokesperson, Steve Mabona, joins us now for more on this conversation. Steve, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. Let's start off here. I mean, you've received over 700,000 applications for the 2026 academic year. Would you say that parents are heeding the call to apply early?
Yes, definitely. Parents are actually accustomed to navigating into the system. You know that we upgrade the system on a yearly basis, interact with our stakeholders and check on what is it that we need to improve. So we've been doing that on a year in, year out basis. We are celebrating 10 years now since the existence of the system. So we just want to call upon more. We need at least to hit over 8,000 of the applications. That will be giving us an indication that probably the number of spaces that we have, which is over 400,000, we should be in a position to fill the spaces.
Certainly, Stephen. I mean, you're saying that this is certainly something to celebrate as the Gauteng department, as you have now reached 10 years since this system came into effect. Maybe tell us more about the challenges that currently you have encountered with the admissions for the 2026 education year.
Our challenge is the incomplete applications, where parents who, entered into the system, they just registered their credentials, registered the child that they want to apply for, and left the system. Some would have done the two, and they've chosen schools, but they did not submit documents. So it's going to be a huge challenge, really, for us, because we're not going to be in a position to place those parents. So hence we are saying they need to go back into the system, finalize the application, or if they did not submit documents, they need to submit those documents at the schools that they would have applied to, or go into the system and upload those documents. And we should be in a position not to have a problem. But we've realized that some of the parents, they have a contestation with the proof of address with certain schools. You'll find the parents in probably out of the 5 schools that they would have applied to, there's 2 that is partially verified because of the address issue. The other 3 would have been verified because the parent probably would have applied with the, within 30-kilometer radius or beyond 30-kilometer radius or even a work address. So the contestation will not be there in terms of the home address. But where you are utilizing the home address within the feeder zone, that's where some of the parents, they would have captured information that is not consistent with the proof of address, and that's where the problem is, and we need to make sure that we finalize that process.
And I also understand that you have come across fraudulent documents also being presented while these applications, are being submitted to the Gauteng Education Department. Maybe just give us a bit of insight when it comes to what are these fraudulent documents that some parents are submitting. Like now, you are citing the issues around the address.
Definitely. The proof of address is our huge challenge, the problem, because some parents, go and borrow the address. And unfortunately for them, schools are now verifying. So they will, at a certain extent, visit the households and check whether the child stayed there or the parent, and find that it's contrary to what they would have submitted. So we just want to caution parents not to do it. They need to apply utilizing their own addresses so that they can be placed, because the priority will be on those that stay closer to the schools, those that would have siblings or previous school is closer to the one that they were applying to, or the work address. You can still apply with that, and whether you are within 30-kilometer radius or beyond. But you should be in a position to be accommodated if there is space in that school that you're applying for.
At the same time, Steve, how is the department catering to those who don't have access to online facilities? Because this always comes up, right? Not everyone has access, be it to a laptop or, to internet services. How is the department catering to those parents and guardians?
When we started with the process, we announced that we had about 81 walk-in centers where parents can go and apply or be assisted rather. But in the past weeks, we've realized that the footprints have been lesser. People has not been, going to these walk-in centers. At head office as well. We have officials that are on an everyday basis waiting for the parents to come and be assisted, but numbers are lesser. On the other score, we think parents are accustomed to the system. They don't need to come. They utilize the system, which is something that we will encourage. But those that are not in a position to do this for themselves, they need to come to us, because now we are sitting with over 80,000 of the incomplete applications. And thirdly, those we're not going to be considering for placement if we will then be closing with them, not completed the applications.
All right, Steve, thank you so much for your time. That's Steve Mabona there, the Gauteng Education Department spokesperson, talking to us about the online applications for the 2026 academic year. Of course, the deadline there being next week, Friday at 12 midday.